Okay, and little trick to exhaust too, when you're welding exhaust, turn your welder down because the pipe is not real thick on this. So you turn, like on this welder here, I want to show you here, this little welder here. I've got all my settings at the minimum settings. Okay, and it makes a pretty clean weld on there. Make sure you wipe all the grease and everything off these pipes when you get them, because they do have grease on them when you get them. So just set your welder down to your minimum setting. And then just keep going around till you get a nice clean weld all the way around. Make sure you don't have any, try to keep your weld solid so you don't have any holes bleeding through. Alright, so now we got our flange welded on here. So we're going to go up here and fit this in the hole. And I do believe I got my angle right. Oh yes, look at that. Beautiful angle. Right back there towards the corner. Because I had to angle this one off just a little bit over to this side so the muffler will sit up here. So we're going to let that cool a second. So as you can see, he bought this thrush muffler, but it's got a 2.5 opening on a 2-inch pipe. So basically, because of the offset, it works out pretty good for us. Because we're going to have the offset set right here, so that other pipe comes up through there just perfect. So she's going to set right in here somewhere. So just a little bit of welding, a little bit of pipe. And if you have to, if you just really want your own little custom setup, you can buy one of them tubing benders at Harbor Freight, and don't quote me on the price, but I think they're around $100. Still well worth it, because if you go to a muffler shop, it's a $400 job all day. So just don't follow everything I say, but just take my tips. All right. All right, so see, I don't know if I have any bolts for that yet or not. I think oh yeah, I had to order the bolts. So next piece, we're gonna let that cool. We're gonna set this up here. This adapter.
Excuse me, sorry about that, guys.
Fortunately, she gave me the adapter that matches the exact pipe size. So that was my mistake. I told her 2.5 and not 2 5/8, which is what I should have done. It's 2 5/8 ID. So this would slide over top of this, or it 2 3/8, so it would slide inside of it. Either one. It works good this way. If I could do it that way, that would be sweet. But that doesn't help me, because then I can't put this pipe on here. So as you can see here, this pipe goes on like this, which I've got to straighten this edge out, because this is the way it came. You can see it's a little flat right there. So we're going to tap that back out and make this thing fit. Okay, well, as you can see, I got all 6 of my adapters on there. He bought a muffler with 2.5 OD pipe, so we had to put 3 adapters on each one, on each end of it, to go to this 2-inch pipe, 2 1/8 pipe here, I think it is. So we got our bolts on here, and we got our flange welded on there. So we'll be bringing that pipe up there, and we'll put the muffler right there. I'll put a couple of little pieces of rod on it, bend them around a hanger. But anyway, guy bought this truck for 300 bucks. Not a bad looking little truck. I mean, for $300 anyway. Guy said he thought the fuel pump went bad in it. Well, come to find out, it was just out of gas. So anyway, guy put some tires on it. But it needs, I don't know if you can see this idler. I'm gonna try and get a good picture over here, but watch this idler arm. So she needs all new front end parts, but still, for $300, not a bad little truck. Put an exhaust on it, you know, 150 bucks in the front end, some tires, and you got to put some new door locks on it, and you know, either way, he'll have, you know, $700-800 into it by the time it's done. Probably $1,000 into it by the time it's done, so 1,300 bucks. And he'll have a nice little gas getter, gas saver, whatever you want to call it. I call it a gas getter because you don't have to go far to get gas, or go a long way to get gas.
That was loud.
So we weren't going to bend the pipe originally, but now that we have a little change of plan in there, so we're going to go ahead and bend the pipe now. But either way, you can buy this little pipe bender from Harbor Freight pretty cheap. Basically, you know, you see where my mark is here, and you see I got a little angle there. This kind of gives me an idea where I want my bend to be. And you just pump this thing up till she gets the bend in her. And you go kind of slow with it. I don't want it to start collapsing the pipe like it's trying to do right now. So I like to bend just a little at a time. That's pretty close where I need it. Because all we had to do was just put a little bend in her. And a lot of times you can do that little bend all by hand. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna need to bend her a little bit more.
Oh, look, a storm's coming in. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Storm coming in. So, trying to get this done before the storm comes in. At least this part.
Okay, now we'll get our measurement, we'll cut her off. Nope, that's too much. Where's my other one at? I left it right there. Oh, it's right there. And that's where we're gonna hang her, is right there. So we're gonna cut that off right there. We'll set puppy over there.
Sad puppy. Oh, Miley.
Yeah,
No. It's about the room. Alright.